Hello everyone, welcome to our group presentation. So we are a group of doing business in Democratic Republic of the Congo. We have 5 team members in our group. My name is Ngoc Ngang. My teammates are Tuong, Daniil, Nikita, and Batkhuu. So let's have a look at full information about DRC Congo. Yes, so the president of DRC Congo for the moment is Felix Tshisekedi. And as you may know, there's a lot of languages in Africa, but the official language in Congo is French, which has the capital city in Kinshasa. And as you can see, the GDP per year in the street. So next up, we will talking about political landscape. So the first element here is the government. The Congo followed a semi-presidential republic as its government type based on the information I got from Peacekeeping and Stability Operation Institute in 2020. There are 3 branches, which are the executive branch, legislative branch, and the judicial branch. And so besides the government, we also have political landscapes which establish and regulate together with government for the country in many aspects. So let's move to geographical landscape. As you know that DRC Congo is the second largest country in Africa. They have many things and especially it's well known for its topographical features, which is have a huge number of coastline, numerous rain valley, especially plateaus, and 3 well-known mountain range. So first up, we were talking about the Congo basins that lies in the country centers. It has surface area over 1.3 million miles west, comprised 6 countries. And for the plateaus that's famous, namely Katanga, is crucial to the nation's mining operations. And lastly, to talk about 3 well-known mountains, which are the mountain Virunga, Mitumba, and Ruwenzori. So let's talk about a little bit about social, religious, and economic landscape of DRC. So first with demography. So as you may know, the population of Democratic Republic Congo has slightly increased. This year, this is the ideal chance for lots of young business who are looking for a country where there are a huge number of workforce, moreover having a lower labor cost for the first period of time they started off. And moreover, when you want to start a business, you should take a look the Gini coefficient in the place where you want to put your company. So recently, the proportion of Gini coefficient just slightly decreasing is a sign for a very potential future where Congo will be balanced and the citizens' life will be much better. Next up, we were talking about education, of course. It is clear that the proportions of individuals completing their lower and upper secondary education has been gradually rising. But if Congolese want to draw more foreign investor, so maybe the overall percentage of people who have a good background education has to be rise. And so let's talk about employment. So we have a lot of elements here, but 3 big things in mining and natural resources, agriculture, and unemployment. So as you may know that, as I said before, that there's a lot of plateaus across in Congo that contributes to the country very talent and effort associated with mineral-rich deposits, especially copper or cobalt. Therefore, every year a huge number of laborers are employed to work in many mines and ores. Second one is agriculture. Like in Asia, DRC Congo also focus on agriculture. But this year, only 55% of workers is currently working in agriculture because this aspirational nation is gradually moving to a different, I think, more advantageous field. In conclusion, there are many potential sectors that Congo is in for the future. Their markets are getting better with various ties to fill. As such, this is a bad nation more likely to launch a business. Thank you. Let's move to the next part. I will let my teammates to talk about it.
Okay, so next up, we will talk about how to start a business in DRC. There's a few steps to start legally and formally running a company. First, we got application in the biggest city, re-registration, post-registration, and then all the procedure will take approximately 2 calendar days. Only one procedure a day is authorized. Process will be complete upon receipt of final documents and no prior contact with officials. Next, we got different company types in DRC, but they're just mainly telecommunication, mining diamonds, banking, forestry, and logging transportation. Next, we got cost of doing business in DRC Congo. As we research, the cost will range around $1,500 to $10,000 per contract for temporary, around $47 million overall for diamond and gold trading. Next, we will talk about how to find the right location. And this is DRC is the biggest country located in sub-Saharan Africa, which has the same area as Western Europe. It has a lot of natural resources, including different minerals. And these are the best locations that you can do business in DRC Congo, which you can see on the screen. Next, we will talk about the tax overview. We got consumption taxes. The DRC has a VAT of 16%, but there are goods and services that can be exempted from VAT, such as wheat, flour, corn, education, and etc. Next, we got corporate taxes. This is different from the VAT, and the companies must pay a 30% tax. Foreign company branches are taxed on realized profits. They will usually pay a tax of 30% in addition, no 20% on half of the profits after the deducted taxes. We also got other taxes, which has an example of the property tax, transfer tax, and 10% pension-based capital. And lastly is the individual taxes. Next, we will go to the laws and regulations. With the new investment code, the DRC government promotes business development and aims to help and secure new investment from abroad by simplifying the investment in tax breaks. Katja.
Yes, so as my teammate said before, there's a lot of sectors that you can target and invest in DRC Congo this day, not just agriculture or mineral natural resources, but of course uh the these are the elements that you need to focus. Of course, mining and natural resources, as you know that these are battles in Congo. Agriculture, of course. Third one is infrastructure or telecommunications and technology, healthcare, or you should invest in education, of course. Those are like a huge number of population rising every year in Congo. And lastly, tourism. Yes, so as you may know, that we have a lot of culture around the world. So that's why we have to focus more when we work in business in some country and specific is Congo. So let's first talk about Luba cultural practice. So the first things that you can do in Luba cultural is that building personal relationship. Second is patient in negotiations. Of course, everything takes time. And of course, respect for tradition because in every country they have a different culture. For that reason, we should respect. And second one is Mongol cultural practice. The first element that you need to read in your mind is that collective decisions making. Second one, formal greetings. And third one, hospitality, such as you feel like home, invites them to your house, and then like having dinner. And third one is basic cultural practice, which is like quite demeanor or giving building trust over time, of course. And lastly is the cultural practice, which have direct communication, formality, interest, decision making authority.
And before negotiating a business deal with a Congolese, basic business etiquette needs to be acknowledged and practiced to create a good impression. We can make the negotiation go on more easily. First of all, we got greetings. Upon arrival and departure, a handshake is required for both men and women. Um, Avoid using their first name until you are invited to do so. Otherwise, it is advised to use formal titles like Mr. or Mrs. About language, French is the language of business in DRC Congo, therefore having a good level of French will be convenient. About timing, mm, it is quite normal to have last minute cancellations, especially with the government officials, so you should always keep that in mind. About your attire when doing business with them, formal attire is recommended when having business meetings and meetings with government officials. When participate in outdoor activities or going to club, dressing casually is advised. About business culture, overall, the Congolese are known to pacific, warmth, and hospitality. They are hard workers and generally take pride in their actions, and it is advised to avoid eye contact when talking to them. Lastly, we will talk about some European companies doing business in the DRC Congo. First of all, we got the EU Red facility. This company develops creative strategies and solutions to enhance land use governance in collaboration with partners in tropical forest nations in Africa, Asia, and South America. Next, we got TradeMed and SDE. These are the companies that trade minerals with the DRC Congo in 2007 and 2008. We got Utex Africa. This is a company founded in 1925, started in the textile sector, but then changed into a real estate company in DRC Congo. And last but not least, we got DEME. This is a group that specializes in reclaiming land in the oil gas industry, and it has operations over 5 continents, several countries, including the DRC Congo. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you very much for listening.